scripts and start the count up timer, get that going, and in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, all you beautiful adventurers of the Orphan Guild, or all you adventurers wandering around out there and happen to find us here on the channel. I'm your host of D&D Orphan, back today, excited as ever to bring you another episode of Dragon of Icespire Peak. The group is back and better than ever, once again ready to continue our adventure and escape Phandalin and embark towards the dragon that lurks at the end of this adventure. Where we left off last week, we had quite the mighty change, where Garrak, bitten by his new lover, would go from being an ordinary orc to a were-rat orc and becoming the father of the cult of the mother. After saying goodbye to his new love, the group would embark back towards Phandalin, arriving and resting before talking to Raven, the bartender, and discovering 3 more quests available upon the board, along with one final quest that had yet to be finished. Adventuring towards Butterskull Ranch to free it from the invasion of orcs. After accepting this as their next quest, the group would decide to head to shop and then finally to rest, recuperate, and be ready to embark on the next day and on the next adventure, which is where we pick up today's scene. As we see all of our fine adventurers, we're reminded, of course, before that, to make sure, if you haven't already, tap that notification bell so you're alerted every single time we upload or go live here on the channel. Make sure to smash that sub button. Join the Orphan Guild if you haven't already. It helps us more than you could ever imagine. And, of course, tap that like button and leave a comment down below. Or if you're watching here live, leave some chats. We'd love to see you, and we thank you so much. Now, we meet our lovely players and what they are doing. Starting with a player who sadly will not be joining us today, we have Garrak Stonefist, a cleric of the Twilight Domain who was a simple orc and is now an orc were-rat. The taxing new energy that his body requires in this new form has caused him to fall into a very deep slumber, which he will remain in for at least an entire day, maybe even longer. Also saying, the player sadly will not be joining us, and their character will just simply be sleeping to explain the absence. From there, we have the other big boy of the group, and, in my opinion, the most tenacious of our adventurers, Tharn Ironclad.
Hello, hello. I'm Kun. I play Tharn Ironclad, a Hill Goliath fighter, Echo Knight, and I will soon be multi-classing into a barbarian.
Tharn, as you sleep in your bed, as always, you find it to be a little too small for you, your feet hanging off, your head hitting the headrest, and it causes you to stir from your sleep. Awakening, you find yourself to be rather well rested, having, of course, taken a long rest, but being semi-stiff from the uncomfortableness of the sleeping positions. But, nevertheless, you rise from your bed, sitting upon... how do you begin your days, Tharn? What's the first things that go through his head as you awaken?
I think in this case, Tharn will be thinking, are the kids all right after the weird stuff happening last quest? He will also be checking his weapons.
For those who don't know, Tharn, being a Goliath and being a rather simple Goliath at that, does not understand the concept that people who are shorter than him, that don't have clearly wrinkled, aged skin, are in fact children, and not adults in their own right age. Which explains why he calls his party members children, because he sees all of them, except for Garrak, as children. Continue, Tharn.
So you will check his weapons, sharpen them if needed, and will then just continue on downwards. Maybe check if somebody else is awake in the hall.
You take a quick moment to inspect your weapons, finding that they are indeed a little bit dull, as natural from constant use in battles. You sharpen your halberd and your other weapons. You take the stone, wiping it across the blade, sharp slice by slice, as you see little shards of metal falling to the ground as the blade finally hones, feeling your thumb against the blade. You prick it a little bit, feeling a little bit of blood dropping down, as you find the blade is now nice and sharp, readied for combat. As you stand from the bed, creaking and cracking through the floorboards, you swing the door open, causes our next member of the group to awaken, Ivan, the ingenious Felisar.
Yo, I'm Ivan. I'm JJ. I play Ivan. He is a Tabaxi artificer of the alchemist subclass, and also a cleric with the trickery domain. I think I got everything. It's a bit of a mouthful.
Ivan, you're suddenly stirred awake as you hear the familiar sounds of Tharn's door slamming awake, as you hear dush, dush of him arising from the bed and opening the door and exiting into the hall. It stirs you awake as your sensitive feline ears flicker as you rise from your bed. What is going through Ivan's mind?
What time of day is it? Exactly.
You see,
He knows.
Seeing through the window, you like look at the sun. Looking at the position it's in, you can see that it's right about exactly 7:30 a.m.
Pretty early, but does Fawn continue to make noise, or as he gets into the hallway, it kind of like diminishes?
Tharn, I assume you walk with your usual heft, right? You're not holding your footsteps back. Your usual.
Oh no.
Yeah. So yeah, as he walks, it's the continual. Dush, dush. It's not him obviously thudding around and.
Yeah, of course.
But you know Tharn to be a simple fellow and one not to hold his weight.
That's fair. He would kind of like cover one ear as he tries to diminish the stimulus and get out of bed, approaching the door to open it ajar ever so slightly to see what's going on. Assuming it to be Tharn, but curious to see if anyone else is awake, or whether or not he might be able to catch a few more minutes of shut-eye.
As you creak open the door, Ivan, you find Tharn standing directly the opposite side of it. As the door creaks open, Tharn, you immediately notice Ivan's door opening, and you see his little nose begin to peek out as his eyes slowly follow. You guys lock eyes in an instant, and as you two lock eyes, our last member of the group also begins to open the door. Or not our last, actually, we have two more. I'm so sorry, Kazuki. It's been a minute since you were here, so my bad. Donovan, you hear, of course, Tharn's thudding and all, but it's your wife what really stirs you awake as you hear her tapping on your leg, and you feel her tapping on your leg, and you look down in your sleep as you see her looking up to you at your side as she smiles and she says to you, honey, it seems your friends are awake, and I know you're quite a sound sleeper, but if they're arising, I think it's time for that mission you told me about last night. You seemed rather urged about it too, so I wanted to make sure you were awake. Donovan, the dashing. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm King. I play Donovan. He's a ASMR that thinks he's a Fae. His primary class is a Draconic Sorcerer. He's solely neglected his Warlock pact, which he has no idea about, so that's going to be interesting. But, yeah. We'll see where it goes.
As you stir awake from your wife, and she speaks to you as you looking down to her, what do you say? What do you do?
Donovan just grumbles in Elvish, I don't wanna. But then he realizes, hey, you kind of need to save the planet, so he forces himself to get up and pull on his usual attire before walking towards the door, looking back, seeing his broom, and he's like, boom, window, door. I don't want to deal with them right now, so he mage hands open the window and uses his broom to descend, closing the window behind him with mage hand.
All right. Donovan, as you exit via the window, your wife chuckles, looking to you. You're so silly. As you slowly descend from the window, disappearing from this scene and appearing in this one. As you slowly descend, Donovan, you find that the window beneath yours is currently sitting open, as pretty much the entire tavern kind of or not the entire tavern, but like at first it's just one, you see one little boy is looking at you, and as he sees you slowly descending on a broom, he points, "Oh, look, guys, look, magic!" As the entire rest of his table all snaps their head to you, and you see a lot of new faces, specifically also the child's, not recognizing him. All four of these people at this table are new to you. You see them staring at you confusingly before they quickly snap their attention back to their conversation at hand, telling him to mind his own business. You see the goblin saying at the table, as the little boy kind of like, "Oh, yeah, my bad," as he like kind of lumbers down. As you slowly descend from the window, Donovan.
What language are they speaking?
Common.
Can I try to eavesdrop?
Yeah, for sure. They're not really hiding their conversation. They're openly talking.
No. Well, what are they talking about? See if I can dig up a Phandalin tale.
You hear that these four are adventurers as well. They were given a quest by the King of Neverwinter Woods to enter the Phandalin mines and handle business there in the place that has been long since closed off. Very location that you yourself were told you could not go into unless speaking to the king himself. It seems these four individuals have been given that privilege. As they all speak to each other, you hear them discussing things that they've seen in the Lost Mines, monsters, beasts that they've slayed. It seems they're rather adept adventurers, being maybe only a few, if not one or two levels lower than you and your group.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell very clearly that the little boy, while appearing to be a part of their group, you're not sure what he is, though it's rather clear the man in entire cloaked robes is a rogue. He carries a dagger at his side and has one on the table as well. The man next to him, clad in iron armor with a shining sword upon his back, you can tell very clearly to be some kind of night fighter. The goblin carries a bunch of cooking supplies, though you see he also has some magic tools, like a wand on his side, so maybe he's some kind of sorcerer, artificer, or wizard, though you're not quite sure. And as I said, the little boy is a complete mystery to you.
Mm-hmm. Are they eating or drinking anything?
Yeah, they're currently feasting on today's food that was prepared by Raven, which you can see to be a baby back ribs. Nice, juicy, slow roasted, barbecue sauce dripping off their fingers and mouth. The child's hands and lips covered in sauce as he continues to plow down on the plate in front of him.
Donovan will too much of the introduction time up. He'll walk over to Raven, ask her if they have paid for their food yet. If not, he'll drop 2 gold coins on the table or on the counter and slide it over to her.
And as you do that, we quickly cut back to upstairs to finally introduce our last member of the cast, who is yet to be introduced. Our killer fairy, the one, the only, Kazuki. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Kazuki. I am a fairy pixie and a rogue barbarian that subclass is Path of Berserker.
And with that, as you slowly open your eyes, you find that you hear the sound of a window clicking open to the room next to you, though the louder sound at hand to be thudding footsteps that quickly shock you and stir you awake. Your time in the woods and your instincts kicking in a mere moment, you're flown out of bed, hovering in the air at attention and alerted, expecting it to be some kind of evil orcs or animal that you have to fight, but you quickly look around to your surroundings, realizing you're nice and safe in a tavern room, something you've only experienced 2 times now. Kazuki, what are you thinking? What are you doing?
Well, I'm going to calm down a bit because I'm going to realize that I'm probably, with my party. And I'm going to fly.
As you fly over to the door and you slowly crack it open, you see 2 people coming face to face with each other. As they begin to speak, you overhear their conversation. Tharn and Ivan. You guys lock eyes with each other as Ivan, you have just opened the door. What do you two say to each other?
Ivan's eyes will be quite dreary. Clearly, he hasn't woken up fully yet. And in a very tired tone, he would ask Thorn, "Do you know how loud you're being?"
Yeah, I do. Do you know what I'm wearing?
And why do you already have your armor on?
Why wouldn't I wear my armor?
Ivan, looking at Tharn, looking him up and down, you realize that looking at the clothes underneath his armor, he sleeps in his armor.
Oh, that's an interesting revelation for Ivan. He's not very good at hiding the fact that he's visibly confused and also imagining what it would be like and partially uncomfortable.
As
Never mind.
Ivan, you quickly hear little jingles and sounds of slowly floating out of the room, seeing you two. Kazuki, what do you do? How do you approach them?
I'm just gonna fly over them and do a small little wave and say good morning. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
You all three simultaneously locking eyes with each other. Good morning.
Basically, he's kind of running on autopilot as Ivan at the moment. He very, very dreary still. But he will eventually come out of his room after collecting all of his files and attaching them to his clothes and getting properly dressed and not sleeping in armor. That's an interesting revelation. I never knew that.
Wearing your armor while sleeping takes less time. That means it takes less time to be prepared to get up and out.
Or if
What if we got attacked?
if someone stabs you in your sleep?
I don't have that problem.
I love this. I don't even know if Tharn had that intention, but Tharn said that he had his armor on and didn't say when he was introducing his character. He said he sharpened his weapons, but he never said that he took the whole, because it takes a lot of time to put heavy armor on. It's
It
not
takes
a simple,
10 minutes.
Yeah, it's
I
not a
think.
simple. Exactly. So he was up and at him, which means I had to just he had his armor on in his sleep. So now that's a character trait for Tharn.
Also, I'm from the mountains. How often do you think I had access to water?
Exactly, yeah, so it doesn't even matter. So yeah, you realize, Ivan, that smell that's kind of been lingering around the party, it's been slowly bothering you. You realize what it is.
Oh, it hasn't been slowly. It has been bothering him a lot. He just doesn't say anything because he's a pussy.
I know. It's the blood of my enemies.
Ew.
I see. Should we go wake the other two? If you haven't already woken them by now.
As you say that, Ivan, the door slowly begins to creak open at Donovan's room. As you see Donovan's fiance walking out, looking to you all, she smiles. Oh, hi guys. Donovan went out the window. I have to go work. And then she quickly scuttles between your legs.
Thorn will just shake his head and grumble. Children.
Did she say he went out the window? I did hear that, right?
Yes, you did. You did hear that.
As did I! As you hear another door swing open kind of from the other direction as Gilbert Gungo steps out. The great Gilbert Gungo as well heard that. He seems to have flown out the window because he's too intimidated by my presence. As you see him click his heels as he begins to walk towards the stairs.
Kazuki is just gonna give him a look and just be like, okay, and then start flying past the other two to go downstairs.
All right. As you fly past them, zooming over towards the stairs, you disappear from the scene at hand as Ivan and Tharn, you two see Kazuki zip past you, following the great Gilbert Gungo down the stairs towards the bottom level of the tavern. What do you two do?
I will say to Ivan that I will just be getting a hearty breakfast, and he can tag along if he wants to.
He would give a small nod as Gilbert, right? Gilbert.
Yes, Gilbert Gilbert
yeah.
Gungo.
It's just because it's like alliteration, so I don't want to say like Gungo or whatever. Anyway, Ivan seems like slightly happy to see him, surprisingly. Despite his dreary state, he's the energy is probably what he needed to pick himself up and start the day. So he would follow Fawn closely behind, because the sound of breakfast actually sounds very nice at the moment.
Ivan, as you walk past Garrak's room, you hear heavy snoring. You remember,
oh wait, no, he was gonna check in on him. Yeah.
You remember the events of yesterday and how much energy was exerted from Garrak's body during the transformation, and hearing how deep he's slumbering, you can assume that he could use some rest. As you probably decide to let him sleep for a bit.
That's fair. He'll leave like a couple ingredients at the door, like home remedies to help with ailments. They don't really do anything, they're mostly just RP.
Gotcha. As you both appear coming down the stairs. Kazuki, having gone down first, you zip down the stairs, flying quickly. You see Gilbert posted up, ready to begin his performance, standing next to the window in the spotlight of the sun, as he always does. You see Donovan sitting at the table currently, about to begin to speak to Raven and to his wife. As you also see quite a few new faces. Obviously, you haven't been with the group for a very long time, so you haven't experienced the tavern too many times, but you have seen the groups of people that visit it. And while the two in the back seem very familiar, you recognize the two dwarves. The other 5 people in the tavern, you don't recognize this table completely, entirely, and this man in white and completely, entirely. As you zip down the stairs, flying into the scene, Kazuki, what do you do?
I'm gonna fly over to Donovan. Hey, so have you noticed the 5 new people here? And also, how long was I out?
In order, yes, and not much longer than an average adventurer would be out. So, yeah.
So
Okay,
he
that
needs about
definitely helps me.
a day. As you see the little gnome peeping, like peering over the table, half their head barely going over it, as like she kind of like grabs the edge and pulls herself up, and she tells you you've been sleeping for about a full day.
Oh, I guess that rage has exerted me. I did not know. I am very sorry. Also, should I go talk to those people, see what they're about?
No. I have it handled. Would you like to take your normal perch upon my shoulder?
Yes, please.
You may.
I'm just gonna fly onto his shoulder.
You hear like a kind of like a snick, like not like a sound of disgust, but like you know that noise you make with like through your teeth, I can't make it into Discord because Discord won't pick up the noise, but I don't know, like a whistle, not really like a whistle noise, but like you know what I mean.
Yeah, you air in through your teeth, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Yes, that
It's
noise.
called a tusk. Yeah.
A tusk. Thank you. A tusk. As KT grumbles under her breath. Well, at least you don't get to perch on his face.
Whoa!
Hey, chill. We haven't got that far yet, Katie. Chill out.
And
Oh,
you
my
see
lord.
you see her kick her feet.
Yet?
I know, and yet you're just letting her sit on your shoulder.
I'm not having
Good
this
eye?
argument with you. Raven, how you doing, love?
As you see KT quickly hop down and go to clean a table over here.
Did nobody hear that yet?
As Raven looks to you, hey, just leave their business alone, okay, big guy? As you're slowly coming down the stairs, Ivan following behind you. As she looks to all of you, she says, "It's good to see you awake finally." You're finally gonna go handle that quest you've been putting off forever? Butterskull Ranch could really use some fucking help.
We ain't been putting it off. We've been folding other enemies. We've already killed 2 lieutenants of the dragon guy. So yeah, little respect, please.
Okay, geez, sorry. I know Butterskull Ranch has some good people working for them, and Big Al himself is also a pretty good guy. I don't want to see any harm come to him.
Anyway, the 4 people sitting over there at the table, have they paid for their food yet?
Yes, yeah, they actually paid for their next week of food and lodging already. Apparently, they're some adventurers sent from Neverwinter to handle some catastrophe in the mines of Phandalin.
Yeah, well, we're adventurers. You know, it's always a catastrophe somewhere. How about drinks? Have they paid for those yet?
Yes, yeah. I mean, for the whole next week, they're topped up and covered.
Well, do me a favor, and he'll slide the 2 gold over to her, and he'll tell them to consider this a professional courtesy, and give them a couple rounds on the house, however much money will pay for.
Okay, I'll add it to their tab since they have quite a bit saved up as is.
Yeah.
Now,
I gotta head over to the. Go ahead.
Before you guys get out of here, you're gonna be heading to a place that's quite far away. Butterskull Ranch isn't the quick trip. It's gonna take you some time to get there. You might need some information. Just let me know, and I can give you whatever you need. Information-wise.
What information can you give us about Butterskull Ranch?
Well, I'm rather acquainted with Alfonso Cazorn, also known as Big Al. He used to be the sheriff of Tribor, and he's also my dad. It's a town to the east where he was known as Big Al Calzorn. Yeah, long since days past. He retired nearly a decade ago, but Dad didn't really like retirement. Didn't sit well with him, so he started looking for a new challenge and decided to claim a plot of fertile land about 5 miles east of Connieberry. If I remember correctly, I heard you guys said you handled the Shrine of Savaris. Connieberry is the town you pass through to get there. The old destroyed place, ransacked by barbarians nearly, 8 years ago. Regardless, it's a farm that is quite large. It's known for one thing in particular. They're lumps of butter cleverly molded into shapes of humanoid skulls. Also, the reason why it's called Butterskull Ranch. The milk that makes the butter for these skulls is of a prized cow that my dad won in an old contest nearly, 5 years ago. Her name's Petunia. She's his pride and joy nowadays. Along with making sure he's okay, I'd like to ask you make sure she's okay as well. She's a part of the family after all.
Yes, I see. And quick question. How often do you speak with your father?
Last time I talked to him, I was 14 and I left the house to start working.
And how old are you now?
I'm 34, but you shouldn't ask a lady her age.
Oh, thank God. I thought I was going to be in trouble for past transgressions. All right. Yeah, that's all I need to know.
All right, well, make sure you handle it fast. This is important to me, obviously.
Hey, Raven, look at me. Look me in the eyes. Okay? Me and you, right here. They're gonna be okay, I promise.
She looks you in your eyes, and then she spits right on the table. All right. Make sure you handle it well.
They're going to be fine, okay? I promise.
As you're talking to Raven, Tharn and Ivan, you two coming down. I see Tharn, are you sitting at the bar, and Ivan, you're still standing behind him, or what are you two doing?
Ivan's hiding behind Fawn, given that there's, technically 5 new people, but 4 new adventurers, and then this person. So he really doesn't want to go anywhere near them.
I will be right back.
Okay.
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 So yeah, he will kind of like scooch in whatever area he can get besides Thorn to grab his food. He very much does not want to go anywhere near them.
Okay.
Thorn will just be asking Raven for some breakfast, some nice blood sausage to get the day started.
She looks at you. All we got is this today. She reaches under the counter. And she pulls out a rack. A whole rack of ribs. And she sets them
Guess
down
I'll have to settle.
on the counter in front of you. They're dripping in sauce. Perfectly browned. As you grab one of the ribs, you feel it tear apart from the rest of the rack. Like butter. Just melted and easy, the meat ripping apart. You see juices and like liquid dripping over and over as you slowly bring the rib to your mouth and you take a bite. The sauce is tangy, smoky, flavorful, as it smacks you with a little bit of heat in the very end of it. As the meat juices drip down your gullet, your Goliath senses just are sent into an overload, Tharn, as you begin to devour the plate in front of you.
Yeah.
Ivan, you kind of scooch through Tharn, between Tharn and Donovan, as you see the rack of ribs that Tharn is devouring. You look to Raven. What do you say?
He would see what Thorn gets and would likely order a smaller portion of what he's getting, given the size difference. So he'll see maybe like what's his portion size looking like?
A full rack, so you'd have to ask for half a rack.
I had to get specific on that, so I thought I'd ask.
No, just half a
Yeah,
rack.
no, he asked for a smaller size, and maybe I don't know if they serve milk. Do they serve milk?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he would get that as drink.
All right. As you take, as she looks to you, she says, "All right, little guy." And she reaches under the table and she grabs a half rack of ribs plate and she puts it down in front of you. And she reaches for a glass as she goes to one of the smaller barrels underneath the countertop and she pulls a spout and milk begins to pour into it. She quickly taps it up and she says, "All right, here you go, fresh milk for the day. We usually run out in a few hours, so you're lucky you got a glass. We only have 1 barrel a day. Stuff's not quite easy to come by." As you take your half rack of ribs and drink, where do you go to eat?
He might just sit on the stairs and eat it, in all fairness, if these people aren't moving.
Nah, as of now, it seems they're in the middle of chowing down on their meal and discussing their adventures.
Yeah, he, even as he talked to Raven, asked for his order, his eyes never leave them. He's very cautious of the newer folk.
All right. As you scutter back over to the stairs, sitting down upon them, you begin to feast on your ribs, tasting what Tharn tasted, the juices dripping to your fur. You can't help but to begin to devour the food in front of you.
Yep.
Donovan will get up and walk over to the individual clad in white, sitting by themselves.
All right, 1 second. Let me just fit Kazuki to you. Okay, there we go. All right, Donovan, as you walk past the group of 4 adventurers, slinking past them, you walk to the table where the man in cladded white stands in the back. You recognize the figure to be Sir... wait, do you know his name, actually?
I don't see how I would. Would it be the old man from the temple?
Correct.
No, I don't think he ever introduced himself. He was just a mysterious old man.
Yeah, okay. As you approach the
But he
figure,
would
you do,
recognize
yeah,
him
you
as
do,
the old man.
you recognize him for being the old man, but you of course don't know his name. What do you say as you approach him?
he approaches. He's like, "Oh man, it's glad to see you outside the temple. Do you have some information for me regarding the situation we discussed previously?" He said he would look into his whole like demon in his penis. So
He looks up to you from his glass of coffee that he was kind of staring into. As he smiles, he says, "Ah, Donovan, it is nice to see you once again. As for the matter of the infection that you deal with, sad for you as of yet. However, I do come bearing news. I have been waiting for you all for some time now."
Right, before we get to that, old man, what is your name?
Oh, how rude of me. I've never introduced myself, have I? I may have introduced myself to Echo, but never to you, young man. My apologies, and of course to you too, young lady, gesturing to you, Kazuki, sitting upon Donovan's shoulder. My name is Sir Gall, and who might this be? Gesturing to you, Kazuki.
Would his name allow me a history check, perchance?
You don't recognize the name at all. Definitely not.
Okay, so Donovan will just be like, "Oh, okay," and then he'll be like, this is actually a friend from my homeland. Apparently, her name is Kazuki."
Hello.
Ah, it is not often you see
Hello.
a mixed blood, especially of the races of fairy and pixie. Very, very interesting. Young one,
See,
where do you come from?
To be honest, I just remember waking up in a place. Yeah.
The Neverwinter Woods, specifically, is where you know you grew up in.
There we go.
Yeah. Ah, a fairy pixie hybrid who awoke in the Neverwinter Woods. Very strange indeed, as your species are not native to these lands. As your tall friend here has said, your kind are native to the Fey Wilds. So as to how you have arrived here, and have no idea as to how, is quite the mystery indeed. Please, Sir Donovan, make sure to take fine care of this sweet little fellow, as I believe your fates are more deeply intertwined than you know.
see, Sugar, couple things. One, you're doing that weird, creepy thing you do where you know shit you shouldn't know, which makes me suspect you as being something more, and that's fine because I need all the help I can get. Honestly, trying to save the goddamn realm. Two, I wouldn't say that second part too loudly. My fiance is quite the jealous jelly.
Yeah, she already kind of jumped at my throat just a little bit ago.
But I mean, what will be, will be. So we'll have to see.
I do not mean to concern your wife, for I do not mean in the romantic
Yeah,
sense. I meant more that you both being from the same realm and having strange origins, it's not unlikely that your fates will share some similarities. Not to say you will in any way end up in that scenario, as your wife worries. I simply mean to say that it is strange that you have encountered each other, is it not? Having such similar backgrounds, awakening in places you don't know, to a family you don't know, and having to survive for reasons you don't know.
Well, forgive me if I sound like an ass here, but to clarify, she is my fiance. We are not married yet. And I don't know if I want to marry such a jealous jelly, because you need confidence and trust in any relationship. But Otherwise, you're completely correct.
And worry not, Sir Donovan, as I do know things that I am not telling you. I do not know the
Mhm.
future, and nor do I have any information that could allude to such knowledge.
Do you know who our enemy is? Our true enemy?
Haven't you already all been told?
No. I know who it is. I'm asking, do you know?
I could have swore he told you. Okay, I might be wrong.
No. So, hang on. So, what happened is the giant god statue thing told us.
That's what it
But
was.
I want to know
Okay.
if he knows.
Okay.
Because if he knows, that's a bit of a power gauge. If he already knows who our enemy is, then yeah, he's at least on the level of our enemy, or slightly below, or maybe even above.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
could be an avatar, but Donovan's just genuinely trying to gauge his power level with this simple question.
I get what you mean. Okay. Well, as you ask this question, he looks to you and he says, "I think you already know that answer, though if you seek to hear me say it, then I will." As he
A yes and no will suffice.
he gestures you closer, and in a hushed tone, he looks to you and he says, "The one you seek is the king of corruption, whose name must not be spoken aloud, for fear of drawing his attention." As he slowly leans back in his chair, back to his normal position.
Can we just make it where Kazuki kind of looks afraid at that?
Yeah, Kazuki, you're definitely shaken hearing this. You hear these words, and do you say anything in response?
No, I'm just silent. I'm kind of too scared to speak.
Donovan will just reach up and like pat her with his finger to sort of calm her. And he'll tell her it's fine. We can handle him. Turning back to the old man, he'll say, "All right, old man, that's enough joking each other off. What do you have to tell us?"
Kazuki is gonna giggle at the jerking off part.
Very well. I do have some knowledge for you all. That being that the one you seek draws near to having their army ready. If any more time is wasted, he may grow too strong for you all to handle. So I suggest, after you clear that bounty board, you make haste to his mountain lair, which
So we
I
have.
believe you have discovered, have you not?
I know where it is, yeah.
Very well. Is there anything else you wish to ask before I must make my way?
You said we have until we clear the bounty board. That would be about what, 4 missions, yes?
Correct. I'm just gonna tell you out of character. You don't bother asking my question. You look at the bounty board and you see there's 4 quests currently. Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. He's just gonna ask him, or he's gonna tell him, I don't know if I told you this before, but there's been a woman visiting me in my dreams. And she visited me once when I was younger, but most recently after this again. So that
Oh.
might help you with researching my situation.
Oh. What did she look like, my child?
He will describe her.
Based off of her physical appearance, you describe her to be semi-angelic. It is strange that you lie cursed and yet are visited by an angel. Oh dear boy. Oh dear boy, I wish I would have known this sooner. As he rises quickly from the table, he walks around it, laying his hand on your shoulder. He says, I believe I know the curse that lies upon you, though as of now, you don't contain the strength to know. So I'm sorry.
I don't contain strength.
So I'm sorry, you must forgive me, but I will have to forego giving you that information for now. And when I believe you are ready, I will endow it upon you.
Hey, give me the information or I won't be responsible for my actions, old man.
Young one, as he slowly starts walking past you, we are all responsible for our actions. As he begins to
He
walk
sort of
away.
like turns around, ready to blast. He's like, I'm gonna say this one more time. Tell me, or I'm gonna set you on fire.
And as you say that, a bunch of heads snap to you. You immediately grab the attention of damn near everyone in the tavern, as Sir Gull, by the time you turn around and see him, has now made his way all the way over to Tharn, seeming to look at Tharn, though Tharn, you can tell very clearly he's not looking at you, he is looking through you. As you hear the old man Donovan say, if you wish to fire a fireball, feel free to do so, as I am more than sure that it will not affect me. He laughs a little. He chuckles deeply as he looks to you, Tharn, and he turns his attention from Donovan to you, Tharn, and he says, could you please step aside, big fellow?
Sure, Elder. Sure.
Kindly appreciated. He gives you a small bow as you move out of the way, Tharn. Kind of pushing Gilbert a little bit out of the way, too. Ah, fuck. I'm sorry, big man. Jeez. As the old man walks past you, Tharn, as Ivan, you see Tharn stepping out of the side, and you see the figure that was sitting in the corner, now standing right in front of you. Your attention so garnered by the delicious food in front of you that you weren't really paying attention. It wasn't until Donovan got all loud and fireball-y that you really recognized what was going on. But by then, he was already standing right in front of Tharn, so you didn't really have much of an opportunity to do anything. But what do you do now, as you see him standing right in front of you, staring you dead in the eyes?
He would move to the side, like very slowly moving his plate because he's a very slow eater, and his glass of milk that is now half drank. His
Hey,
hands
Orphan.
are visibly shaking as you can hear the clattering. Yeah, he'd move out the way and then he would try and like
As
move close.
As you begin to, he quickly, like his staff rests down, not like jabbing at you or anything, obviously, but like just fast enough to where like it stops you from walking past to him. As he looks to you, you see him shake his head and say, "Fear not, my child, for I am not here to harm you. I simply wish to speak to you."
Hey, Orphan,
Ivan,
real quick, I texted you if you can look at that.
Perfect.
Ivan's ears would perk, but he doesn't know this person, so he kind of stumbles over his words a little bit, like I am right now. What is it?
My child, I recognize something inside you. Something I saw from the minute you walked down those stairs. Something I caught a glimpse of when I saw you standing outside the God of Laughter's shrine. I believe you have sensed it too, as did Echo, as he sought my guidance and help with your problem. I assume the leaf he has given you has rotted by now, has it not? And
He would give a very small nod.
And the urges, they have begun to return, have they not?
Once again, he gives a very small nod.
That old greedy bastard. As he kneels down to you. looking you eyes in eyes, he is now at your height. His white robes laying across the ground. As he looks you in your eyes, you see a tear fall to his cheek. I am sorry that you were swindled or forced into what you have been swindled or forced into. And sadly, I cannot overcome this, but you can. You now contain divine light, and while it is currently icky and black, if cleansed, could lead you down a path you never thought possible before. Just know this, my furry feline friend. Even in the darkest of moments, when all that remains is black, if you wade through, you can breathe and cleanse yourself of this affliction. As he rests his hand on your shoulder, you feel a little bit of magic entering your body, soothing you, which directly conflicts with Abathor's energy inside of you.
Of course, I would imagine as much.
You feel a gut-wrenching sickness for a brief moment. You gag and you vomit black sludge coming out of you. But as it comes out, you feel better, like a toxin has been removed from your body. As he looks to you, he says, I have given you a little more time, but from here on out, your decisions will have more of an impact than you could ever imagine. As he slowly begins to rise from his knee, he looks to you and he bows. Now, Ivan, I wish you a good day. Even though you never told the old man your name, he seems to know it. As he turns around, approaching Tharn. Ivan, do you say anything as he disembarks from you?
Yeah, you would kind of give this very confused look. He would have said what to him directly, but as he walks away, it's more of a throwaway comment to himself, trying to internalize all the information he's just given him and trying to make any coherent sense of it all.
And as he approaches you, Tharn, he looks to you and he says, You, big man, you are a Goliath of the nearby mountains, are you not?
Yes, I am.
You reside in the tribe with the shaman. Quite a difference and irregularity from most Goliath tribes, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Ah, I thought I recognized your energy, as it seems that he has finally sent you upon a quest, as he has sent so many others who achieved the title of hero. As he slaps his much harder than any other interaction with anyone else he's had before. He kind of like pounds his staff against your chest, but of course he's an old man and it doesn't. You still barely fucking feel it. It's like a little tap. As he comments, even stronger than the last to embark. Rather interesting that your village constantly produces such fine quality people. Well, I'm sure with you by their side, these adventurers will have no problem. Though, I do worry as he slowly begins to walk away from you, Tharn, exiting the building. You hear him say one last thing. It has been some time since I've talked to the shaman. I wonder what has happened to that man. As he slowly disappears to the shadows. Falling from view. Do you call out to him or say anything to him as he leaves?
I I will follow him and say that he can no longer talk to the shaman anymore.
As you call out, yelling to him, you find as you exit the building, he has vanished into thin air. As you look around for him, you hear a laugh. The laugh. That sounds eerily familiar to you, Tharn. Roll me history.
Oh boy. Let's see here. What is my history? Yeah, of course.
Do it at advantage. Do roll at advantage.
Okay. Ooh.
What a polar opposite roll. That I've never seen that happen before. A -1, a natural 1, and a natural 20 in the same roll. Wow.
Oh,
Obviously,
you've never seen that? I thought it was gonna be the goaded roll, the
That's-
710 as it will.
that's
Yeah.
crazy. Well, you roll a natural 20 with advantage, as you instantly recognize, Tharn, that laughter is the same laugh that your shaman would always cackle as he performed his strange rituals.
Oh. Wait a minute. I recognize that laugh.
But
That's my shaman's laugh.
as quickly as it appears, it fades to silence.
Weird. Maybe I'll meet him again. Ask him what the similarity is.
And as you make your way back inside, Donovan, I assume you're coming back to.
Yeah, Donovan closed his fist and he just walks over to the group and he will say to the group, guys, I think I don't know, should we just go to the ranch now or should we stop by the shop?
Oh, right. Hold on. You guys stopped by the shop last night. Let's go ahead
Yep.
and what we'll do is we will take a break here. We'll take our break. We'll take a break and we will continue after we get back, and we will do the items during break.
During break, cool.
I will.
Okay.
Oh, also correction. Legendary is 300. Artifact is 500. I just because looking at my thing, unless you did the higher end bracket for the cloak of invisibility, which would make sense as well.
How much was it? I'm so confused.
So the cloak of
Yeah, because
invisibility is
also-
3,000. I don't know if you did like the very next bracket, because it's basically close to an artifact level. It's
Yeah,
very powerful.
yeah. The most expensive a legendary can be is 3,000, and then artifacts are
Okay.
3,000 and plus. Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that I wasn't messing with any
All right, everyone.
continuity.
Please open up the stream back up if you closed it, because I only see one person watching now for some reason, which is weird.
It should be.
I mean, mine's still open.
Still?
That's weird.
Mine.
Oh,
just-
Kazuki left. That makes sense. Why? Okay, it's back. It's being weird.
Yeah. I was gonna ask if I could buy a Bloodwell vial if they had any.
Oh, right, a Bloodwell vial. That is what common? What rarity?
It can be any between
Uncommon.
common.
Okay. If you ask for an uncommon one, yeah, you can buy one of those flat out for 50 gold.
I'm taking that. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
What's Bloodwell file for? I thought that was for sorcerer. No.
He's a sorcerer,
It
warlock,
is.
multi-class.
Oh, are you? Okay, never mind.
Yes, his blood woke up.
All right. With that, we are back and ready to continue with our adventure. All right. As you all now have finished your shopping that we didn't get to do last session, looking to each other, you decide it's
It
time.
still says that we will return. By the way.
I changed it back. It's just the delay.
Oh, bueno.
Yeah, it'll take some time. But anyway,
Mhm.
as you all look to each other, the old mysterious man having left, is it time to embark, or is there anything else you want to do?
Not on Ivan's end. He will mostly stay by Bond's side, considering Garrak's not here, and also his recent affliction has made him very untrustworthy.
You or him?
Him.
Mm-hmm.
Ivan doesn't like change.
Donovan
much is
will just re-embark, or that they embark.
All right.
Yeah, Ivan would probably say something similar.
All right.
Yep.
Onwards.
As you all
Let's
leave,
go.
As you all leave the tavern behind you, you all begin to head for the Tribor Trail, going east towards Connieberry, leading us to a scene change.
Gosh.
As they travel along the trail, Donovan will contemplate planting a bean from his first bag. Probably the last bean, actually. I lost count. I haven't been counting.
Bag that you can see, the first bag.
Well, the bags apparently regenerate at dawn once all have been expended, so...
Yep.
Right.
So the first bag, but yeah.
You have to roll, don't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but he'll roll when he opens it.
1 second, guys, and we will get started.
Mm-hmm.
Did we get a actual information on how long it would take, as in like actual statistical data, like days
days to get there?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm checking the map right now.
or
for
like
that.
distance. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm checking the map right now for that.
just because I know Raven asked if we had any questions, and Ivan would have asked one of those.
All right, I'm gonna put some markers down on the map because you guys have been to some locations. So we'll start with Connieberry. Connieberry is
Here.
Connieberry. Is
Why am I yellow?
Connieberry is right
I
here.
want to be yellow. How do I change? There we go.
All right, there's Connieberry.
Yeah, this one over.
Shrine of Savarvis is the brown one down here.
Yeah,
Falcon's,
what's that?
Falcon's Hunting Lodge was right here. The Loggers Camp was over here.
We traveled far, damn.
Okay,
Yeah.
where else have you guys gone so far? You guys have gone to, of course, Phandalin, which is already marked on the map.
Yeah.
Umbridge Hill, which is right behind Phandalin.
Yeah, it's like not that far. Yeah.
Yep, right there. And then you guys, of course, went to Mountains to
We went over
Goldmine.
here, didn't we?
There.
No, over here, yeah.
Yep.
And I remember my geography of Faerun, but it's been a while since I studied it.
Actually, this is right here. And
Oh.
then Nomengrad. You guys haven't been to Axelholm yet. That's the quest you guys just got. But Nomengrad,
Yeah.
you have been to Nomengrad, which Nomengrad
Yeah.
is right here.
Every time I hear it, I have to think of The Witcher.
Yep.
Yep, that's where Nomengrad is, right there. And then Dwarven Excavation is the last place I have to mark because you've been there. And that will be the black one, and it is right here. All right, there is the locations
man.
you guys have been to so far. Now there's an actually useful map that of places you have been to.
So we're currently going to Cairmon.
You want to go to Connieberry, and then right past
Connieberry.
right past Connieberry is Butterskull Ranch.
What
So?
is
Opening up your map and heeding Raven's words, knowing that it's right past Connieberry, you begin to track how much distance it will take you to get there. Seeing as every hexagon on your map is 5 miles, it will take you, and you can travel how many miles in one day? I think it was 30. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You can travel 6 hexagons in one day before needing to break, which means to get to the Butterskull Ranch will take you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exactly 2 days
Yeah.
travel.
Okay. So are we in Connieberry?
No,
We're
currently
going.
you're leaving.
past it.
You're
We're in
leaving.
Phandalin.
You're leaving Phandalin right now. You're going to Connieberry. That's the first goal.
That's
I
over
mean, we
here,
just
right?
left the tavern.
Yeah. Yeah, I say we just go for the 6, or the 30 miles, the 6 hexagons.
Yeah, no
Um,
sweat off my blow. I'll just use my boom and float it.
We do that, then we take our break, then we just go right in the morning.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I'll plant the bean when we get to Connieberry.
He said 6, so it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like over this direction is where we'd have to.
Take your first break.
Okay, cool.
All right. So you all embark from Phandalin, taking the wagon that was loaned to you guys for your adventures by Barthen's Provisions. You guys embark, continue down the Tribor Trail and heading to Connieberry. Your first day of travel is damn near completely uneventful. Traveling upon the Tribor Trail is a rather boring adventure, as it is damn near empty with nothing happening. You pass a few other people along the way, giving smiles and nods, but other than that, sadly, you don't see much, nor does much happen. And by the time you make it about halfway through your trip, you see the sun begin to set, and decide that it's probably too dangerous to continue adventuring, as you all begin to set up camp. What does everyone do to help for setting up camp?
I will go into the nearby woods-ish to collect some firewood.
Ivan would probably help with that, considering he has very good perception in nature.
All right. Go ahead and Tharn, roll me survival at advantage, or both you and Ivan roll survival.
Oh, is it survival? Oh.
Nature would be more inspecting animals, trying to figure out what kind of tree a tree is. Survival would be the act of cutting down lumber, gathering resources for survival.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, do you want to give
Then
Thorn
maybe
advantage,
I would.
or do you...
Oh yeah, I'd help action. Then yeah.
All right,
Okay,
Thorn?
so advantage for me.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Okay.
There isn't much he can do in that regard. I mean, he has a +2, but
Yeah, that's better than me, but too late now. Table sticks.
oh, very nice. Any
16.
modifiers, or is it just?
It's 0.
Oh right, okay, fair. Never mind. He was actually better,
it's-
but
It's a
It's
neutral
better.
score.
All right. As you roll a 16, Tharn, you're able to quickly find the materials needed to start a nice large fire. Gathering some good timber, some stuff that's rather dry and dead to start for starting fuel, and then finding nice hardy logs, you gather all you need to get a nice fire started. While Ivan, using his feline senses, scouts out the surrounding area where you're looking around, Tharn, pointing out good logs and good timber whenever he sees some to help. As you two are doing that, what are you doing, Donovan, with Kazuki?
So Donovan will place Kazuki in the wagon, and he will sort of wander off quite a bit, and he'll pull out the last bean from the first bag, and he just looks at it, and he's like, "Please don't kill me. I don't want to hit a big guy's mouth." And he plants it and covers it up, hopefully getting something good for us, like a campfire or something.
All right, roll me a D100.
Nine?
Well, check your table. What did you get?
Damn, that's a low roll.
Oh. A geyser erupts and spouts beer, water, berry juice, tea, vinegar, or oil.
All right.
And it goes for 1d12 rounds.
All right. What do you choose to sprout? And roll the D12 to see how long it goes.
Let's spout something that can actually help us. Let's do some berry juice. That will be refreshing.
Okay.
And let me roll a d12. Goes for 8 hours.
Hey,
All right.
8 hours.
A
Yeah, it was a
small
berry juice.
A small geyser of berry juice creates a natural fountain of liquid as it begins to spout not too far from your camp, and continue to just deliver fresh berry juice for quite some time.
Oh, well, thank you for giving me the choice, because it said GM's choice.
Yeah,
That's how
I'm doing other shit right now. That's
Cool,
why
cool, cool.
that's bad.
I let you do it. I'm getting the map looking nice.
So he's going to just start filling tankards, probably, and go over to the other guys. He can actually carry all three, 2 in a hand and 1 with telekinesis.
Then. How long does it take us to collect the resources, DM? Would you
I'd say about 30 minutes.
Oh, well, not that bad actually.
As you two are collecting
Yeah.
these resources, and
can I also collect some extra wood to make a portable ram?
a portable ram?
Yeah, I have carpenter's tools, and I can use it to craft a portable ram.
All right, sure. Fucking roll me a What kind of fucking roll would be required to make a ram?
I mean,
I
it's
have
wood
no
carver's
idea.
tools, so you just do a 1d20 plus your wood
Yep,
carvers.
there you go. Yeah, do a carpentry roll. Do a carpentry
I mean-
roll.
I mean, I just have advantage on the check because I have proficiency on my carpenter's tools. It doesn't say what kind of roll it is.
Yeah, so just a d20.
It just adds your proficiency bonus.
No. The 2024 rules give advantage.
I would say
I don't know
Mm,
2024
plus-
rules.
If you
Plus
have
survival,
proficiency with it.
maybe.
Oh yeah.
Would it be survival since he's making something?
I mean,
It says
Quite
if you have
smart.
proficiency with the tool, add your proficiency bonus to any ability check you make that uses the tool. If you have proficiency in a skill that's used with that check, you have advantage on the check too. Okay, so excuse me.
yes. So All right, fair. So, how it was ruled on some of the west marches I've been on is it's either your dexterity or your wisdom for woodcarvers,
wouldn't it be-
Uh,
because you have to have a keen eye or you have to be very good with your hands.
I'm gonna
But
say.
ultimately, it's up to you.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say. I think dexterity was what I was thinking too. To be honest, what fit I felt.
Yeah.
So yeah, make a dexterity check. With your
Proficiency
your
bonus.
proficiency bonus and advantage.
Yeah, I don't have advantage. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm
he
not
doesn't
proficient
have
in
it.
dexterity.
Okay.
Too bad.
Yeah,
So
it
sad.
has to be a check that he's proficient with and is also using.
Got you.
It would be like a
Yes!
deception check with a disguise tool.
Nat
Oh.
20. Boom! That's
You-
the best portable ram
Ye-
everybody in the scene.
Yeah, it's yeah, exactly as you say. You take about an hour to sit and at the campsite after getting the fire started. You take your tools, and for the next hour, you sit and finally carve out the most elegant and detailed ram that has ever been seen. In fact, not only is it a ram, but you actually carve a ram's head into the head of the ram with ram horns. So not only is it a ram, but it's a ram of a ram's head with ram horns. So it's a ram head, ram horn head.
Damn,
Is
I'm
a
not gonna
ram
repeat
just the
that.
thing that they used to see?
It's
Yes.
a battle
Yes.
ram. Yes.
Yeah,
Uh,
I thought so. Because for some reason in my head I thought he was just making a wooden statue of the animal. I was like very confused for a second.
No. It's meant to break down doors.
Yeah, I assumed as much. Oh,
It
it's
gives me
actually
a plus
really
4
good.
to the strength
Plus
check.
4 to strength checks, yeah.
Ooh.
Other characters can help use the ram, giving you advantage on this check.
Hey.
Donovan will be bringing everyone berry juice intermittently. He will also do something that may or may not be expected. He'll leave his Luckstone necklace near Kazuki. Pretty much, I'm giving her that necklace.
Okay.
Very nice.
So dyslexic.
I was gonna say free magic items are free magic items. I wouldn't complain.
You're not a
Luckstone's
rogue.
also pretty good, unless it's the cursed variant.
Yeah.
There's a curse variant.
Yeah,
you
it's
didn't know
called
about
Cursed Luckstone, and you can't
Mm.
unattune to it without remove curse.
that? Yep.
That's from a source book I don't have.
Yeah, it's my default one. It's quite funny because you kind of just give it to someone, they think it's good, and then they realize that they can't swap it out for anything better.
Yep.
Curse Luckstone.
Yeah, it's just a Luckstone, but cursed. He will take the drink though that was offered to him, and Ivan would happily take it.
Donovan's gonna sit there and he will sort of hold this cup and just sort of look at it and be like, all right, so when we get to Butterskull Ranch, what's the plan? We're just going in blasting or what?
Who's he asking for this, or is he just asking all of us?
Everybody, I'm assuming we're at a sort of...
Yeah, no, I
social-
assumed we were all together. I didn't know if you were directing it towards anyone in particular.
Yeah, no, he's just handing out from the guys, and he's like, so what's the plan? As he hands everyone their cups.
Between sips, he would contemplate a plan, a look of concentration on his face as he tries to think of what would be best, considering that one of the party members seems to be in a catatonic state and the other one is not with them at the moment.
Well, I'm sure Garrak will find his own way to us when the time comes. But also, I think I can handle the mobs if the big guy wants to focus on whoever the boss orc is of this siege.
That sparks an idea in Ivan's mind as he would create a potion for the both of you. He will hand a potion of, is it resilience? Let me just double check. Yeah, resilience to Thorn, and he'll hand off a potion of boldness to you, Donovan. Being both a blue and a dark purple color, respectively. And he would explain what each of those do.
Oh, thank you for the potion. We should hit it by tomorrow evening. I'm actually not very tired at all. I guess it's because I haven't expended any magic, thankfully. But who wants first watch?
What did the? I'll take the first watch. What did the potion of resilience do again?
+1 to AC. He plans on using Shield of Faithful on you to gain +3 AC in total, so you're not going to get hit, hopefully. Touch wood. Touch wood.
Yeah.
Go ahead, you're going to get back to about that 20s touch wood.
Okay. I'll take the second
and then
one.
Ivan would take the third.
All right.
He guesses. Oh, we have thingy with us. Gilbert. What's his face? The bard. We have the bard with us.
Congo! Yeah, he's just chilling in the.
That's-
He's passed out sleeping in the wagon. That motherfucker has been sleeping the
Oh.
whole day.
Oh, useful.
Typical lazy ass dog.
The fact that you forget he's Gongo, Gilbert Gongo, the great Gilbert Gongo.
Every now and then
I
you
don't know how
hear.
to pronounce the last name.
Yeah, every now and then you hear him in his slumber. It is I, the great Gilbert Congo. Bow before my music. Every now and then.
You see Donovan's eye twitch and he just mumbles to himself, nobody would know. We're in the woods. It's dark out here. Nobody would fucking know.
By the way, he did create potions. They do lose their effectiveness once he takes a long rest. I kind of did this preemptively, so
We'll
he
say
would
you
do
did
the
it at the end.
exact
We'll
same
say
thing.
we'll say you did it
Yeah.
at the end of the long rest instead. You're good.
Yeah. So when they arrive and they're going into battle, they're not just drinking water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although that would be helpful, that's not his intention.
Hydration is important.
Exactly, but I don't think a vial's worth of hydration is enough.
Yeah, well, so we take our long rest.
Yeah.
As you all fall asleep at your nice campsite, each of you taking turns acting as guards. That is, except for Gilbert, who is so passed out sleeping that he can't be bothered to be acting as a guard.
That's fair, he'll be useful later.
Yeah. As you all get your nice long night's rest, getting a long rest, of course, everyone take one now if you need to. You all reawaken for the next day as through your tents and into your sleeping bags, you see the flutter of the new day's light as the sun begins to rise. As you all begin to stir from your slumber, packing up your campsite, gathering all your stuff together, you can't help but feel like you're being watched in the distance from the forest.
Can
That's
I
fine.
make a perception check at disadvantage?
Go ahead.
At disadvantage?
It
well,
would
is he at distance?
Yeah, it would be a disadvantage because they're nearly like fucking 5 miles away from you.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, I'm pretty sure like the normal human perception is 2 miles.
Yeah,
If I'm not
it's-
mistaken.
yeah. So disadvantage since it's nearly double that. Yeah.
It's more than double. It's almost triple that.
Damn. 5.
Yeah, you kind of lean over and like you kind of look over your shoulder, Donovan, every time you feel like something's watching you, but all you can see in the distance is the large, dense forest of Neverwinter Woods.
Alright, well, be that as it may, I have 11 beans to plant. Should I plant another bean before we go, gentlemen?
As the geyser
Yep.
has since dried up, just a little bit of sticky juice lying on the ground where the geyser once was. You see ants just going crazy over there.
Have a good time, good people. Guys, should I plant one? Let me know.
Ivan would give a small shrug, murmuring it's probably better here than closer to where we're heading.
Sure, go ahead. You can
Okay.
even plant multiple if you want.
No.
He'd give a very concerned look to Thorn.
Yeah, let's not do that, big guy.
Hey, I'm not the smartest.
Thorn's over here
Is
like,
that another guy?
that's a 30, right?
No, that's 3. But I know we said something about duplicates. I think that's another geyser.
Yeah, if you want to roll again, that's fine. I
Yeah.
will allow duplicates, but if you want to roll again to not get a duplicate, that's fine.
Okay. 94.
Someone's a
Holy
trash.
shit.
Wasn't
Yeah.
that something bad?
94.
Probably.
A pyramid with a 60 square foot base. Burst
Oh, it's
Inside
this
is
one.
a sarcophagus containing a mummy lord. The pyramid is treated as the mummy lord's lair, and the sarcophagus contains a treasure of the GM's choice.
Oh no.
As Donovan said, suddenly in front of you all, a giant pyramid begins to grow from the ground, rising higher and higher, higher and higher.
Wait, so we're not inside of it?
No, it's
Oh, thank fuck for that.
You
Oh, I
think we
did not
can't
want to
be
be
mummy
facing
lord?
a mummy lord
We
at
can
this
be mummy
level.
lord.
Absolutely not.
We can fight him. Knuckle up,
I'm pretty
motherfucker.
sure it's like CL14.
Yeah, he's a fucking 10th level spellcaster. All jokes aside, we'd get old. We would get old.
Oh, absolutely. Well, it would look at us in the wrong way and we would perish.
as before
Well,
you,
we can.
the tomb sprouts, a giant Egyptian pyramid growing from the ground. Overhead, its entrance, you read, in a strange old language that you don't know how you understand, the words, "The Mummy's Tomb." As a new location has appeared on the map.
Well, that's a
Hey.
side quest for another time.
Yeah,
Well, we're
maybe
gonna
I
get to
should
like
have
level
one more
20. We're gonna
beam.
come back.
I mean, I could roleplay this out as me not being smart, as just charging straight into the pyramid.
If you want to do that, I'm here.
I was
for
gonna
it.
say
Motherfucker.
you'll get 2 out of your 3 corruption stacks. So hey, if you want to live life on the edge, I don't blame you.
Your goal now, y'all's goal becomes to bait the dragon to the mummy's tomb to get them to fight each other.
Bro, yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. Here's my plan. Here's my plan since that just happened, and the GM just gave it to me. What if we walk in and convince the mummy lord to fight the dragon on his home turf?
Ooh. I don't want to die.
I will attempt it just because I have such good charisma. I will make this attempt. It would be better if I had someone to back me up and
Well,
give me advantage.
We'll come
But I'll
back
make it-
for it. We'll come back for it.
Absolutely.
I don't even think he has a map for the pyramid.
Yeah, I don't have
But
a map
Also-
yet.
Yeah, that's fine. Mark it. It's happening. And Donovan's just gonna hold another bean up and say, "One more? Anybody feeling lucky?"
Ivan looks visibly distressed.
Go on.
Okay.
God, it's two
Alright.
sides of a fucking coin.
Last theme of the day.
94?
Boom.
I hope not.
Oh,
38.
83. Oh, 38, yeah.
Oh, too bad.
Is that the fucking toads again? No, this is the one I could have used yesterday. This is the goddamn campfire one. A campfire
Aw.
with blue flames.
That would be useful.
That's what I'm saying. I was trying to get this one yesterday.
All right,
I
and
mean,
we have a new fucking location on the map again.
I mean, it's just a blue campfire.
it's not an entire camp, just a campfire.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it just
And it only burned for 24 hours.
Oh, I thought it never went out. I thought I remember it reading it and never went out. My bad.
No. It only burns for 24 hours or until extinguished, so
Okay.
I'll just extinguish it myself down there.
You plant the bean, and then boop, a little fire comes out of the ground. You look at it. Fuck! This is what I needed last night. And you
Yeah,
stomp on the
literally
flame.
just like, I could have used this shit yesterday. And he snaps his fingers and dispels it.
All right.
Oh yeah, mage shit.
And as you extinguish the flame, you guys look back to the looming giant pyramid. Guess you'll have to handle that another time, huh?
That's a big ass pyramid.
Well, we should come back when we're like max level, done all the fucking main missions, and we just.
We're not gonna
No.
fight him. We're gonna use him to fight the dragon.
I don't know how well that will work.
I don't think you really
Well-
have to convince the mummy of that. If you just lure the dragon to the tomb and you get the dragon to start attacking the pyramid, it'll obviously
You know what?
anger the mummy.
You
I
know
mean, the
what?
dragon
You
won't
know
attack the
what?
pyramid, right? It's
Wait.
smart enough to not attack an inanimate
No,
object.
What are you talking about? If you tell the dragon there's treasure inside of it, what's the one thing dragons are weak
No.
for?
And listen,
I mean-
out of character or even in character, it doubly works because this dragon was revived by the god of greed, Avatar.
Yeah.
So it
That
damn
too.
sure is gonna want it.
Oh.
And he also has a mission to corrupt everything, which is why he's here to start corrupting everything, which would mean the mummy would be on his target of corrupting too. So you could potentially lure him here in the hopes of getting treasure, corrupting the mummy, and getting his mission done.
Yeah, and then we can fight side by side with the mummy, and the mummy is lawful evil, so maybe he's just like, all right, cool. You guys helped me. Don't
You
tell
guys,
Maybe
me.
it's
you guys
a
buy Egyptian
corruption.
clothing. You guys buy Egyptian clothing. Deck yourselves
Yeah,
out,
yeah.
making you look like you're his followers, and you show up and help him. And he's like, "Oh, my people, perfect. You're here."
Hey, dog, don't get me twisted. I have the spell Alter Self. I will make my skin Egyptian. Don't fuck with me.
Or the DM will be really cruel and we have to fight the BBEG and a mummy lot.
No, I
No.
honestly, hearing that this mummy, what CR is this mummy?
17.
16?
It's the BBAG of this campaign, like it's nothing. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like,
Temp level spell.
Oh, really?
for example,
never mind.
okay,
I think I
Ivan,
severely overestimated the,
Ivan, you've played this campaign before, so do you know what CR
Yeah.
Do you know what CR Cryovane is? Don't say
roughly.
it. Don't say it out loud. But if you know what CR Cryovane is, the dragon that you're facing is the same CR. I didn't change how difficult the dragon was. I kept. The
Yeah,
same
no, but
CR.
it's still a dragon.
Yes.
yeah.
He's literally a 10th level spellcaster.
Wait, you're saying that right? So he's got favor from Mistra.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, the mummy lord is a bitch. He is strong.
Yes.
That's
Maybe
why
severely
I heavily
underestimated the mummy lord.
you are. I heavily suggest not doing this encounter until Act 2 to Act 3.
I mean,
Yeah,
only
we're not-
97 hit points on average. It's easy.
Yeah, but we're not gonna fight him now. We're gonna wait.
Oh,
maybe-
it's CR 15.
Maybe, yeah.
In 2014
maybe
rules.
Maybe if we let the dragon soften him up, if he does. I mean, I doubt it, but
That's exactly what I
if
was
we
thinking
did-
you guys would do too. You would trick the dragon into fighting the mummy to weaken the mummy just long enough that you could then attack the mummy and kill the mummy as well.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to double level you up for that shit.
All right, so we move on.
Yeah,
I was gonna say maybe the fucking Cryovane was just very lucky when I fought him the first time, because I remember the damage being. That other DM was lying about who we were fighting.
he might have. Cryovane is rather weak, to be honest. His base stat block, your DM probably did up him. As like I said, there's a reason I replaced Cryovane because I looked at his stat block and I'm like, this guy sucks.
Yeah, no,
This
like
is a
after that
BBG.
campaign, I did look at the Cryovane, and I'm like, wait a second, this
Yeah.
is odd. I didn't expect
If
to
possible-
run into a second.
If possible,
Dragon
before they
Ice
hit the road again, Donovan will make a sign in multiple languages saying, "Do not enter property of Donovan Willows."
You hear from inside the tomb, who the fuck just put their name on my tomb. And you guys get the idea. You should probably start moving really fucking fast.
Topical. Yeah, Donovan's just on
You guys
his
hop back in the
broom
wagon.
booming.
As Gilbert swiftly wakes up, oh, what the fuck is that? I want to go in there. As he hops out of the wagon and begins to walk towards the tomb. He turns around.
And Donovan literally tugs on him with telekinesis, like, come on,
Oh,
we need to go.
Don't you see the cool play? And then from inside he hears, who dares? And he's like, oh, okay, yep. And he turns around. He quickly sprints towards the wagon, jumping in it as you guys are making your way leaving.
Oh yeah, Donovan's zooming on his boom. He's not even in the wagon. He heard that dude's voice and was like, nope.
I'll remember this. You hear in the distance coming from the tomb. As you all begin to disembark. It takes you about half a day, but about half a day's of travel, you have reached Connieberry, arriving at the small dead town that you traveled through before. However, this time, you find the town is a little more lively with the sound of horses. As you all enter inside, you see standing at 3 different locations, there are 3 horses within Connieberry.
Immediately cast Speak with Animals.
All right, you cast Speak with Animals, and what do?
Approach. What do the horses look like? Does any one of them look like they're a leader horse? Or
Roll me
alpha?
perception.
Okay. 1 second. Perception is, I don't remember. I believe it's a +2. Yeah, it's a +2. You said, well, perception. Okay. +2. Boop, boop. 15?
While none of the horses appear to be an alpha, you do recognize immediately that all 3 horses are branded with the letters B-A-K. If you'd like to make a history check to figure out what that means, I will allow.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Although, okay.
I was going to say Ivan might help him out with it.
Okay. Ivan, using your natural perception, you see the
Mhm.
letters, and as Donovan seems to be inspecting them, you offer him some help in trying to figure out what they mean. Donovan, roll at advantage.
He cracks open his history book.
Ivan, you might be better. How about I help you? Would that be okay?
He would give a small nod.
All right, Ivan, using your feline memory, you remember everything from the past 48 hours, you instantly recognize what BAK stands for. Big Al Calzorn, the name of the ranch leader who you're attempting to go help.
No.
By the way, I accurately recall anything within the past month.
Oh, past
Yeah.
month!
Oh yeah,
Jesus
you goddamn
fuck.
encyclopedia. Yeah.
I
Jesus
accurately recall anything that has happened within the past month
Yeah,
that I've witnessed.
You recall that time you remember seeing the guard of the tavern shitting his pants.
Hit
running.
himself, yeah. He remembers that in vivid detail, actually, replacing his mind every single time he goes to sleep and sees him.
Yeah.
But yes,
But I'm assuming he says his name, Brandon.
Oh yeah, no. Ivan would explain it, as if it's common knowledge.
Yeah. Donovan will walk up to one of the horses and begin talking to him, like, "Hey,
all right.
calm, friends."
Animal handling at advantage, since you are speaking to them with the actual speaking with animals.
Okay. He will just say, "Be calm, my friends. We are not here to harm you. We are here to help you, actually."
Okay.
I would sit back and let him just do this on his own.
Come on, please. Yes, 19.
Nice.
All right. You easily succeed the check as the horses look to you and they whoa. Not often we get spoken to, partner. Very strange to see a human speaking to us horses.
He looks down at himself and he's like, "I'm not a human, but how are you?"
Not doing too fine, if we may say so ourselves. In fact, we actually just fled from our home because not too long ago, some strange orcs took over, slaughtered a few ranch hands, and took Big Al captive.
What about Petunia? Is she okay?
Yeah, that gorgeous cow. Yeah, fine old Mrs. Milkers is actually not too far from here. She's between here and the ranch. You'll find her not too far off the Tribor Trail. She wears a cowbell around her neck and's got a mighty fat ass.
Okay, does she answer to Petunia?
Indeed, she does. That is the
Okay.
queen's name.
All right. You all should. I don't know. Hey, guys, and Donovan will sort of look to the horses. One moment, please. I need to confer with my comrades.
Take your time, partner, as you see the horse go back to drinking water from the trough.
Guys, what do we do here? Are we sending the horses to Phandalin?
No one else has any idea what you just were talking about, as they just saw you walk up to some horses and start talking to them, and in response, every now and then the horse would go, "Nay! Nay!"
Yeah.
To which Ivan is very confused and was kind of giving him a look of expectation that he was gonna translate.
Let me elaborate. The Butterskull Ranch has been breached. Petunia's somewhere along the tribal trail between here and the ranch, and those horses fled from the ranch. They saw the Big Al get taken by the orcs.
These horses are not in danger, are they?
I mean, the Big Al, and I think he would like them back. He would like his, ranch animals back when he saved. So maybe we'd send them to Phandalin for safekeeping.
Who's going to go with them?
Send Gilbert. He can grab Garrak. I couldn't think of Garak's name for a moment. It's been quite stressful.
Ivan would contemplate it over a little bit. He did kind of want to make sure that everyone was here to make sure that this doesn't go to shit.
Yeah, we still need to grab Petunia before we even reach the ranch. So
What you could do is you could head over, get Petunia, come back to Connieberry, and then send Gilbert back to Phandalin with Petunia.
With the
and,
horses and
Petunia.
yeah, okay.
Well, I was thinking of getting everyone and then going back all together, but yeah.
Let's do that. Let's send Gilbert back after we get Petunia.
All right. So, listening to the horse's instructions, Donovan, you gather Ivan and Tharn, and leaving the wagon, you walk down the Tribor Trail for about 100, 200 feet total. Not too far along your walk, you see the gorgeous golden cow, not too far off the side of the road, just as the horses said. You currently see Petunia munching down on some grass. You hear her cowbell jingling every now and then.
Okay, do I need to recast Speak with Animals?
No. Speak with Animals has a 10-minute cast. 10-minute, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're definitely still good. It wouldn't have been 10 minutes yet.
Okay.
It's either 10 minutes or an hour. I can't remember which one it was.
I don't know. Donovan will walk up and be like, "Hey, Petunia. Hey, pretty lady. How you doing, Your Majesty?"
Her head slowly rises from the grass, still munching on a mouthful. That turns to you. "I'm fine. Just munching grass."
"You only want grass? What if I gave you a sugar cube, ma'am?"
"That sounds good." As she immediately begins walking over to you. No
Okay.
hesitation.
Would you like to come with us and your friends? We'll get you to safety, and then we take you home, and when that happens, you can go back home.
As long as I've got ice, I'm happy.
Okay. And he'll rub her head, gently caress her head. "You're a good girl, Petunia. Come on."
Okay. As she begins to follow you back to Connieberry with no problem, no roll or anything required. It literally says in her description, Petunia is a cow of simple nature. Characters who approach her who are kind will instantly calm her. She has an unflappable demeanor. If treated well, she'll follow people anywhere.
Yay!
That
Literally.
was easy.
It's so fucking. It's literally the horses require the horses require a DC 15 check. If you go under a 15, you fail. That's a pretty hard roll. The cow, fucking just okay. Be nice and I follow.
Yeah. Well, horses are naturally kind of skittish, if memory serves.
That is true. That is more true. Yeah, cows are much more passive creatures. As a farm boy down here in the south of Florida, I can attest that is rather true. Horses scare much more easily than cows.
So he'll just pat Petunia gently. He's like, "Oh, that's a good girl. That's a pretty lady. You make good milk for the Butterskull Ranch. You should get a raise." Yeah.
As you guys make your way all the way back to Connieberry, you've informed Gilbert of the plan. He's like, I get to go back? Hell yeah, sounds fine to me. I'll go get Garrak right away. Worry not, worry not, worry not. As you see, he begins to load Petunia, and he straps the 3 horses onto the reins of the wagon so they can just help to pull the wagon so it's nice and easy. And you see him begin to disembark. As he looks to you all right, the great Gilbert Gunga will be back with our friend so we can fight these foes. But until then, please wait here for me. At most, travel to the shrine, maybe check out how Garrak's wife's doing. But allow us to return before engaging in combat. I don't want to miss out. Ha ha ha! As he begins to disembark. And with that, we are going to wrap up today. We're going to wrap up here today.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a perfect point to wrap up.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Garrak can come back. Kazuki can come back to actually begin the combat as you guys get to Butterskull Ranch and everything. And we'll pick up here. So with that, I hope you haven't already, please make sure to tap that notification bell so you're alerted every single time we upload or go live here on the channel. Make sure to smash that sub button, join the Orphan Guild if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that like button and leave a comment down below. Or if you're watching live, make sure to hop in the chat and leave some live chats. We love to have you guys watching, and we thank you so much, so much for your support. This has been your host, the D&D Orphan, signing off. Everyone say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Hope to see you again next week as well.
And we'll see you next
Yes.
week. Peace.
Please.
All right, recording done. Let's do the pros and cons. Starting off with Ivan Velasar. Since I know you got to get going since it's late, go ahead and give us your pros and cons.
No cons. Because it's D&D, it's bound to have scheduling issues, and there's bound to be life that comes in the way. So I'm not going to class that as a con. That's just how it is. Pros, I'm glad that Ivan is getting more leniency with the whole greed thing, and maybe hopefully he gets cured soon, because artificer levels are severely lacking, and there's so many fun features I want to try but can't. No, it's good fun, and I'm glad. Thank you. I appreciate it a lot. It allows me to focus on the more nuanced stuff. And it flowed surprisingly well, given that we're down 2 people.
All right. Well, I am glad you enjoyed today's session. I really tried hard with today's role play and everything. Keep everyone involved and in contact.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was very well done, actually. It was incredibly skilled.
Awesome.
But thank you for the session, and I hope to see you again next week, all of you.
All right.
Take care.
All right. See you next week. Peace, Ivan.
See you next week. Peace.
All right, Tharn, you go ahead and go next, buddy.
No cons for me either. I've missed some weekends myself, so I really have nothing to say according to that. Pros, I quite like the role play. That's always fun to do, especially since I want to do it more, even though I'm more of a passive person.
Okay.
So yeah, I was quite satisfied with this session.
Awesome. I've been really trying hard to get everyone involved. I did the whole thing with Sir Gall, with Ivan and Donovan, and I wanted to make sure I included you too. So especially with Kazuki as well. So I worked in because so I kind of just improv the moment that it would make sense that Sergal might know of your village's shaman, because to be fair, most Goliath villages don't have shamans. The fact that you wrote that into your backstory is a rather unique feature, because Goliaths are usually just anti-magic. They don't support the concept of magic. So shaman, being a spiritual magic user, would obviously be a little bit weird for a Goliath village to have. So I decided to, hey, fuck it, your village of Goliaths is a special one who has created heroes from time and time before, from the shaman's quests, and you're the next one on your quest to become a hero.
Yeah, I like that as well.
Awesome.
It was a cool addition.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right, if you got to get going, please feel free to leave now, and we will see you next week. And last but certainly not least, King, give us your pros and cons.
See you all next week.
See ya.
But cons, none besides KT apparently being a jealous Nelly. I could do without that. Her being jealous is that's interesting because they haven't like done anything. So her little comments is like, look, I'll leave you. Donovan's like, hey, look, I got my red flag radar. You're showing me red flags. That's why I sort of went with the flow the way I did. Pros, the real pros, obviously there's really no cons, if we're being serious. No cons. The pros, that roleplay was that was some pretty good roleplay. I feel like everyone sort of with Sergal sort of reflected who their characters are. Like you can see the passion and the drive behind Donovan. Like he wasn't actually gonna attack the guy, but he was like, "You tell me what I want to know. Like, why are you keeping this from me?" So that was just really good. If I had to pick one, would be me summoning a pyramid and just being like, "Nope, nope, 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 nope."
Yep, and
And then you obviously go ahead.
Now there's just a tomb on the map, just chilling here.
I mean, you obviously gave me the idea of pitting them against each other, and that works beautifully because I can always see the Mummy Lord being like, "Hey, leave me alone, don't touch my shit." And this literal greed dragon that was born from a greed god's blood, showing up like, "I'm taking your shit." Like, so that actually really made the future boss fight much more dynamic. I did want to ask, I know you said no more level ups, but we'll be finding loot and stuff on quest now.
Wait, what level are you guys?
We are level
5.
6, I want to
No,
say.
you're level 5, I'm pretty sure, right?
5. We are level 5.
You'll have one more level up. Once you finish
Okay.
3 more, quests total, that'll be the last level you get before the the final level, which is killing the boss, of course. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's gonna be much more dynamic now that we may or may not be able to sort of wind him up and send him at a Mummy Lord that might actually just clap his hands together to kill that guy, because the description of the Mummy Lord, unless you change it, of course, to your description, says 10th level spellcaster, and I'm sure you noticed about D&D, the highest level spell you can cast is 9.
Mhm.
So what are we talking about here?
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, like we said, if anything, we can use them to sort of third party whoever's left, and we'll be at max health. That's the dream, at least.
I'm excited for the
Go ahead.
beanstalk. I hope at some point, like when you guys travel to Neverwinter upon the across the high road, I hope that's when you decide to plant the bean, and we get the beanstalk. Because over here we'll have the mummy's tomb. Over here we'll have a beanstalk that goes into the sky, like a bunch of side quest things that'll just be sitting, chilling on the map.
Well, if we don't, we're dealing with that mummy probably Act 2, if not, if the BBEG of this campaign or this act doesn't get a lot of damage off, like if he does like even 50 or so damage, maybe we have a chance. But if he only does like 5 damage, Donovan's just gonna be like, all right, Cool, you've defended your tomb. We reward it and let people know don't fuck with your tomb. Have a good day, sir. Like I'm not trying to fight a mummy lord if I'm being genuinely honest with you. They are way too powerful for us to deal with. And you know I hate beating a dead horse, but we all know how this would go if Xerix is still around. I
Yeah.
charge him immediately. It's like no.
All
But
right. With
yeah,
that, I'm glad you
we'll have
enjoyed
good
today's
session.
session, man.
Yeah, I will see you next week.
Next
Actually.
Friday.
Oh, and I need to text Aries to let her know she now has a luck stone.
Yes. Make sure to do that. All right.
I'm assuming it shrinks down to. Yeah. Okay. All right. Have a good one, man.
See ya, and I will see you next week. Peace.
Yep. Peace, brother.
With that, we've reached the end of today's session. Thank you all for watching, and have a good time.